Do you think now this project will stimulate the growth of other modern railways in East African region, East and Central African region, and indeed Africa as a whole?
Yeah, international mainstream media and social media, Tanzania SGR had taken prominence and apparently trended probably more than Yanga and Simba and Diamonds. So it trended and certainly stimulated debate across Africa and other countries of the world in terms of how Tanzania was able to achieve this great success. And certainly there are even comparatives in terms of the cost of SGR in Tanzania compared to our neighbors. For example, the cost of SGR in Tanzania is slightly less than $5 million per kilometer of construction compared to about $7 million per kilometer in our neighborhood. So those are some of those success stories that has been discussed in social media globally. And we've seen Rwanda actually talking about also putting SGR, linking it to the Tanzanian last miles. So indeed, we've seen other countries, Mozambique and also Malawi, talking about SGR and looking at, they've actually come to study. I think Mr. Kadogosa will actually hosted several of those other countries coming to study the success of SGR in Tanzania.
So as we wind up, what do you think are the best practices that Tanzania can adapt in order to maximize in this mega project? So President Samia earlier gave the directive about KPIs, key performance indicators, and also having a linkage between SGR and other modes of transportation such as air transport. As an expert, what do you think are the best practices that we should adopt?
So I think there's something called the intermodal transport system. So certainly these are massive projects that Tanzania has adapted. So from SGR, the Mwalimu Nyerere Hydro, because we need energy to actually prosper the industrial age and also to run the trains. But also we have the Dar es Salaam Maritime gateway projects with the improvement of the port. So linking the port, linking the railway, linking the airline, the Air Tanzania is very important. And the last mile as well, in terms of the train passes on its corridor, but there is a last mile transportation from the train station to the final destination. And corporate governance is very important, because if you don't actually adopt best corporate governance principles and understand the true cost and have a good mix of cargo and passenger. So trust me, in the railway, passengers don't actually pay. Probably the cargo have to subsidize passengers. So as much as people are happy to go on those wagons to Dodoma, and it's actually probably require three wagons of cargo freight to subsidize one cargo of passengers. So freight is important, but also there may be a need of protectionism of TLR at the beginning. To protect it a bit in terms of access to cargo and shipping cargo.
Thank you very much. Director General Kadogosa, last question to you. What are the tentative dates for the completion of the rest of the phases of the SGR project? Do we have any tentative dates for the completion?
Can you repeat it again?
The tentative dates, do we have of the other phases? Because the SGR has been constructed in different phases. We had phase 1, phase 2. Yeah, so do we have maybe other phases, maybe to Mwanza and other places?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so, we have different lots. The one from Dar es Salaam, from Makutupola, that's Singida to Tabora. Then we have the one from Tabora to Isaka. That should be completed 2027. 2027. And then we have the one from Tabora to Kigoma. That should be completed by 2028. Then the one from Isaka to Mwanza, that will be completed by next year.
Thank you very much to the both of you for joining us today.
All the way
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.